Hi, we are Team TrialX, and we're very excited to present our application for the Allscripts EHR. TrialX is actually a web platform that connects patients to clinical trial investigators, and we have built a robust clinical trial matching system. And we're very excited to we have the ability to plug a basic element of TrialX.com into the Allscripts EHR. Just to give you a very brief idea about the problem, clinical trials are conducted all across the United States, around 50,000 clinical trials every year, but a lot of these clinical trials get delayed because it's very difficult to find patients for these studies. Electronic health records have the potential to transform patient recruitment because they can be used to alert providers about which trial a patient may match to, or be queried to find which patients might be suitable for a given trial. You would be surprised to know that 68% of physicians actually are not aware of which clinical studies are going on around them. So they're not able to connect their patients to these studies. So we are solving these two use cases inside our application, and we'll show you how this works. So just imagine I am a provider at New World Clinic, and I've logged into the EHR, and I'm sitting next with my patient Gerald in front of me. Now Gerald wants to know more about clinical studies. And so when I access his patient record and then I go to the test launch link to fire up the TrialX application, the TrialX application queries the database and finds Gerald's information, gets his record, gets his age, gender, and his zip code, and all the active conditions for Gerald using the Allscripts EHR API. So Gerald is interested in knowing if there is some depression clinical studies going in and around where he lives, so that he can consider participating in these clinical studies. So I, as a provider, select depression as a condition, and then I click on show matching trials, and our application then queries a database of more than 18,000 clinical studies that are currently active and recruiting patients. And then we'll try to find studies that are near Gerald's zip code and for depression. So we found quite a few studies. In fact, there's one study that's going on just 8.74 miles away. So this shows you the power of the application to pull data from the electronic health record and now have the ability for the doctor to tell the patient that this study is going on just within 10 miles of where the doctor's office, where the patient lives. The doctor can also filter down by different parameters of the clinical trial, whether the patient is only interested in interventional studies or observation studies or phase 1 studies. He can also share the results of this search results page with the patient via email using this link. But the most exciting part is that the doctor can now, in front of the patient, refer this patient to this site by clicking that refer button. What happens is the patient, the investigator doing the study, Sandra Beard's email is pulled from our database of clinical trials, and an email is drafted providing the name of the study that the patient is matching to. And additionally, a clinical summary in a CDA document of the patient is attached to this email, so that the investigator, when they get an email, can know a little bit more about the patient, which is exactly what happens when patients reach out to investigators. They want to know more, and this is data coming right from the electronic health record, which will be very useful for the investigator to decide if the patient will be eligible for the study. And the doctor can put the patient's email, which for demo purposes will be my email. The email information, if it was there in the EHR, would have been pulled, but it was not there, so we're just putting a demo email address. And now this email will go on behalf of the doctor to this investigator with a copy to the patient when I send press the send referral button. The system also has a nifty feature to add a note in the patient's EHR that patient was referred for this study, so the doctor can come back and revisit this later at some point. So when I press the send referral button, an email is being drafted and being sent to Sandra, and as well as copy to the patient. There you go, the message has been sent. So let me go to my inbox, and there you see a message has been received. Now, of course, these are all demo accounts, so you can see the email that was sent out and an attachment of the patient CDA right here. So this is what will go to the investigator. So this shows you the power of a simple integration with the EHR, now being able to facilitate a conversation between the provider and the patient at the point of care in the clinic, and using data from the EHR so that the doctor does not have to put in all this information again. The other use case that the application solves is that, let's say I am the doctor in the clinic, and I want to know I have a new depression study and I want to, or let's say I have a new diabetes study, or I have a new hypertension study. So let's say how many patients in my EHR match this would be eligible for a hypertension study. So I can put the criteria. Let's say I want all patients between 18 and 65, all genders, and let's say I want all patients who have diabetes mellitus. Because I have a diabetes mellitus study, I want to find all patients who have diabetes mellitus. So it's querying the EHR to get all the diagnostic codes, ICD-9 codes. It's a little bit of a delay in getting this information from the system right now. Sorry about that. Just trying to query. There you go. Just pulled all the code from ICD-9, and now I can submit this to the system. It'll assign me all patients that have that particular criteria. And so giving me 2 patients, just these are test data anyways. Now I can select all these patients, and what's exciting about this application is that not only I can select these patients, but I can actually even call these patients. As a doctor, I can tell them that I have a new study. So I press the call the patient button, and I can say, I am Dr. Smith, and we have a new diabetes study in the clinic. Let us know your interest. And it allows me the ability to put a response key. So if the patient presses in 1, then I know they're interested. If the patient presses 2, I know they're not interested. And then I submit this. What will happen is the application will use a cloud-based service to start calling all these patients. Now it was only 2 patients, but it can call any number of patients. And just for demo purposes, it's actually going to call my phone number, which is 347-703, and it's also calling another phone number, 914. So let me answer my phone, and it's reading out.
We have a new diabetes study in the clinic. Let us know your interest. Press 1 for yes, I am interested. Press 2 for no, I am not interested.
So there you go. I was able to now.
Thanks for your response.
And I've given my response, and it'll show up now to the doctor in real time. See, my response has come here that I am interested. My other person 914 was not interested. That response showed up here. And that way the calls can keep going for all the patients who were selected, and in real time give me status that, okay, I reached out to so many patients and I know these ones are interested and these ones are not interested. So you see the power of this application to help me really find and connect patients to clinical trials. I can find a particular trial that a particular patient might be matching for and refer them via email, or I can query my database and see which patients would be eligible for a study and then send them a blast through a voice message. So we're very excited about this application. We think we can really significantly improve patient recruitment, and we would like to try this with one of our partners, Neo Presbyterian Hospital, in phase 2. Thank you.